Okay, good morning. We had to do our do this via Google Meet. We're going to try to do it live stream in the Evansville Businesses page, but we weren't able to for this week. So for those of you that were looking for it, I will post the video afterwards so you guys can get updates. And if you want to just comment on the link or on the post with any questions, you can do that. I have a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, and then Jason from the city is going to try to jump on via audio on here if he is able to. He had a prior commitment that's running a little long, so he's going to try to jump on if he's able to. Otherwise, I'll provide updates from him afterwards as well. So the biggest things that we have to give some updates to the community is on the safer at home orders. So the many of you will know the safer at home orders were overturned by the Supreme Court, for the Wisconsin State Supreme Court, and they are canceling the May 26th safer at home order that Tony Evers had put together. But Rock County has implemented that safer at home order in line with what Governor Evers had put together in his emergency orders prior. So from the information that we're getting right now, Rock County is under the same requirements. So that would be the retail is open through that order that went through, I think it was emergency order 36, which allows retail to open with up to 5 people in their store at one time. So that is still in effect. And the other restrictions on non-essential businesses and the other industries that were still affected are still in line with all of the other orders that were going through that May 26th in terms of the businesses in Rock County. So as far as we know, that is the information that we have. We will continue to update with all of the, as we're getting more updates and information from Rock County Health, we will continue to update you guys to let you know what we're seeing and what we're hearing. We are also trying to put together some resources. So I know a lot of businesses have had questions about what guidelines they need to be doing, what the orders mean in terms of reopening their business. And we're not getting a ton of information yet, but we are starting to get some. So the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation has put together some guidelines for reopening your business, and they're categorized by industry. So we have put it updated on our Evansville Together page on our evansvillechamber.org, a section for reopening your business with those guidelines from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. In terms of what we're seeing in here, there is a lot of things that they're asking businesses to take into consideration and to try to implement. So it's restrictions on the number of people that are in there, increasing your amount of hand sanitizer and cleaning and cleanliness standards in terms of retail and people using or trying on clothing and things like that. They're asking for sanitation and putting those items that people have tried on into like a quarantine for 72 hours before putting them back onto their racks. But you can see there's all different guidelines based on the industry. Most of these businesses have just gotten this information at the same time that we are. So it's just been in the past couple of days, and then they opened up for retail. So a lot of us are looking forward to getting back out there and being able to visit these businesses and support these local businesses, but we also need to make sure we're using patience because they're trying to implement these standards and they got really no notice that they were going to be able to open. So we are also updating on our chamber Facebook page with a list of businesses. So we've been checking in with all of our businesses and have been trying to see who is open and who is not. So for people that are looking or other business owners that are interested in knowing who is open, or if you want to give updates on your business, obviously this is going to be changing as we're moving through the month and through the next couple of weeks. But we have a post pinned to the top of our page with a list of businesses, and we've tagged all of our members in the comments. So to make it easy for you guys, if you have updates on what your openings look like, you can just go ahead and find your tag in there or just add a tag for your business. and just give us updates on what you're looking for. And then we've been sharing that with our Evansville community at large so that people can know, so they're not having to ask each individual store what's open. We are also working to try to update our information in our promos page. We are launching that Love Local initiative, and we have some items that will be coming forward later this week for that. So we're doing the Love Local bingo that will be debuting later this week, where we are offering some opportunities for people to participate and support the local community in a number of different ways. And then for each of these items that they complete, they can have entries into giveaways. So we will be posting this on our Facebook page, and we're giving updates and information on how they can do that and the entries for that. And then we'll be linking to our chamber website, where we have a list of promotions for businesses. So if there are ways that people can support you right now as a business, or if you have curbside delivery online, if you are looking to open at certain dates, you can get in that way. And be able to participate and get that information, and we'll update that on the website, and we'll be linking that information about all our businesses that we know that have promotions or things going on onto our website on the retail and promotions one. So we'll have a Love Local one that'll be on our homepage here, and it'll link to all these hot deals or promotions. So there'll be an overview of the information that'll bring people to. So you can see we have some from our previous promotions, or businesses that are doing things that are offering curbside or delivery. So we'll just update that and be able to link it to there as well. Additionally, if you are interested, if you're a business that is doing well right now, and you're still in business, you're an essential business, and you have some resources that you're willing to be able to help support your other local community and other local businesses, if you want to sponsor or provide a donation or a giveaway or a prize for this, let me know. So we are going to be debuting this at the end of the week, so we'll be putting our sponsors on there, but we can always update after that. If you're able to provide additional prizes or donations, we are hoping to be able to, in the theme of the Love Local, to be supporting those local businesses. So chamber gift certificates, local gift certificates to businesses, or baskets or something that comes from a local business would be great. If there's something else that you have in mind that you're able to do, let us know, and we'd be happy to work with you on that. We are also working on some Love Local t-shirts that we will have some sponsorship opportunities. So just let us know if you are interested in sponsoring any of those. We're trying to use that to help offset the cost of us giving away all the chamber bucks. And also, as a nonprofit, we're looking towards the future and having to cancel some of our events. So to help support and sustain our efforts, we appreciate any businesses or individuals that are able to do that. In addition to the reopening, we have that WEDC guidelines for reopening your business by industry. We also have signage for reopening. So there are signs that we have that you can put into your business. You don't have to create something. If these are applicable to your business that you want to add out there, so that you can instruct your customers on what they need to do to be able to support your business and be able to do so safely. So we have those available, and then also an open for business signage that you can print and stick in your window too. So when you are open as a business and you want to let people know, you can stick that into your window and have that available also. I also did want to note that the PPP loans are still accepting applications. So there were people that were not able to get in on that first round of paycheck protection loans that were available through the local lenders. I have spoken to some of the local lenders, and they said they are still accepting applications for that. So contact your local lender, or if you don't have a local lender, you can contact one of the local banks, and they should be able to walk you through the process of applying for that paycheck protection loan. If you're interested and eligible for that, they can work with you on determining your eligibility. And they are also trying to get us information. I know that there's been questions about whether the funds are forgivable, or whether what the requirements are going to be for that, because that was all kind of vague when it was coming out. It's still just kind of getting the information in, but the banks are working on getting that information, being able to direct their customers on how they can keep their records and what they need to do to be able to make sure that you're getting the correct information and the updated information. So before it was only 75% that was going to be able to be forgivable of the loan, and now it's up to 100%. And they're also working on trying to just get that information on what records businesses need to keep so that when they are done with this period of time and what periods of time are eligible, that they can submit that for the forgiveness aspect of it. I was wanting to check in with businesses too to see what questions you guys all have about getting back to business, about some of the programs that are available, and just trying to get a gauge. I know we're getting a lot of questions about what's going on. I have reached out to the Rock County Health Department to check and see if they'd be willing to do a presentation on getting back to business and what that might mean. They're still trying to get it all together too, so I'm not sure how quickly we'll be able to get that out there. And then I'm trying to reach out to some other organizations in the state to see what we can get. So if we are able to get that, I will let everybody know. We'll do a virtual presentation like this and do hopefully a question and answer. But that's just something that's potentially available. We're not sure whether that'll happen or not, but I will be posting information on that. But in the meantime, if you do have questions and you're having a hard time getting answers, if you let me know, I think Jason's probably on the line now. If you let him know, we can try to track down some of that information, or at least get you to people that should be able to have that. Jason, that's you, yes?
Yep, that's me.
I think that's what I had mainly for the chamber updates. Did you want to give some updates from the city?
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure entirely what was covered. I know that there was the Supreme Court order last night, and I have yet to see any official communication on how all that's going to pan out, or if there's going to be an appeal or anything. I did want to just briefly cover, I had a couple of business owners contact me last night. I made it clear to them that the reopening or not reopening, they had some concern about their own safety. The decision lies with the business owner. No requirement says anybody has to be open. They only have been saying you have to be closed. So each business owner, they know their business, they know their customers. There was some comments about having to restaff and staff back up and doing it quickly. And you all know your businesses the best, and you know at what pace you can rescale up or maintain what you have. So just kind of keep that in mind. And the tail end of what I heard of Christina was, yes, there's a lot of stuff that, the information just really does keep changing. So please touch base to Christina or I. We're trying to follow it as close as we can. From the city's end, the utility bill was waivers that are in as far as no extra fees and no late payments, penalties. Those continue. We have had no guidance yet from the state on when that will sunset. So those are continuing. The city does now have an express loan program. It's up on our website for our economic development revolving loan fund. So these are any loans up to $2,000. They don't require full committee review any longer. They just require staff review. And these loans, we are trying to put together a forgiveness program on them. We haven't released any official bullet points on that, just based on some internal kind of trying to figure out all of the fine print on them. But the cornerstone of it is going to be your business has to have been affected by the safer at home order. So you had to have shut down probably completely. And we're also going to want to make sure you've pursued other assistance, whether it be a PPP loan, whether it be the EDIL loan, whether it be county or other state resources. You don't have to have been successful. You don't have to have gotten an answer yet, but we want to make sure that there's been the business owner has looked for some other resources, so we can kind of assure that we're trying to help as best we can and making sure that no other resource has been overlooked by anybody. So stay tuned to that program, but check our Evansville website and then click on that Grow Your Business tab. You can see economic development resources on the left-hand side, and you can see the information there about the loan programs. The loan application is rather lengthy. So look through it. It's pretty straightforward but lengthy. It does require a series of tax and financial information, likely all the same stuff that had to be produced for the other programs if you've already applied for them. But give a call or an email to me if you need any clarification on any of that. We also, any current economic development loans out there, we suspended payments on those. So those that are out there that already have loans with the city, those payments are suspended. All of this goes at this point to September 1 of this year, and we'll evaluate from there what happens next. So that's I think the biggest update that we have on our end. And if there's any questions regarding that or anything else, I'm here to answer them.
Jason, for the Express Revolving Loan Fund, did you or could you touch on what the uses for those funds could be?
So the Express loan itself is not specifically tailored to any individual. There's no requirement any more restrictive than what the loan program already had in place. But the important thing to keep in mind, if you take out the Express loan, for it to be forgiven, you'll have to have been affected by the COVID-19. So how to define being affected is where I think it gets a little bit where we're trying to work through that. But really affected by the governor's safer at home order, your business had to entirely shut down, and you seek other assistance. So if you take out the Express loan, and you were not affected by the safer at home order, and you have not sought any other assistance, a forgiveness request would probably not be doable in that case. That should be kept in mind. But we're really trying to aim toward businesses that have got into a hibernation mode, and they just need to be able to maintain their rent, their insurances, any of those things to stay open, knowing that that business being able to reopen is important to our local economy. So the focus would be those businesses that have been put totally in hibernation mode by what's happened, and an ability to get them back up and running quickly. But the $2,000 loan itself can be taken out by any business in the city, as long as you're in the city limits and are a licensed business. But for the forgiveness aspect to kick in, it will have to have, you'll have to demonstrate that the safer at home order had an effect on your business, as well as some other provisions that we're going to be continuing to refine and get out there as soon as we can.
And then just to clarify, for the Express Revolving Loan Fund, that can be available to anybody that's affected by COVID-19, and that's up to $2,000 per business. For the regular revolving loan fund, is that still, our business is still able to apply for that? And that has a little bit higher amounts that you can get for that, but that wouldn't be eligible for the forgiveness.
Yes. Our regular revolving loan, anybody can still apply for that. Anything over $2,000 would have to wait for committee review, which can be done virtually, but the time frame is going to stretch out at that point. So if you need more than $2,000, you can definitely apply for it, but the review period is going to be a little lengthier for that. And the way our revolving loan fund is structured, any business can request up to 1/3 of the total balance that's currently in there. Right now, there's about $75,000 in there. So a loan tomorrow, for example, could be up to $25,000. But as loans draw down on that balance, that 1/3 number would slide down, in the amount as well. So keep that in mind. That no matter what the total balance is, only up to 1/3 is available to an individual business.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And I might lose you. I think we're going through a cell tower change here. So.
Okay, that's fine. I think we got most of the information. The only other thing I was going to ask if there was any updates or information on the city, if they've changed any of their protocol or how people can get in touch with you guys. Is that all pretty much stayed the same?
Yeah, so we have staff, some level of staff in the building during all business hours, which is 8 to 4:30 every day. So there's somebody in the building. We are essentially at half staff in the building at City Hall, and the remainder are working from home. So response times for those working at home are, of course, a little slower. But if you do need any questions, primarily utility billing is the primary questions we have coming in. There is somebody at City Hall. The phone lines are still going right to everyone's desk. So City Hall hours and staffing and availability is the same. the building remains closed to the public, and at this point, some of our departments are not permitting any, in-person meeting or contact until at this point, beginning in June is when we'd expect for that to start again. The building reopening, we don't have a date yet on that. We are slowly increasing the involvement of the public works employees with kind of daily activities, trying to get them back up to kind of full speed. Again, everything's being done cautiously and slowly as we kind of look towards the future and understand what's coming next.
And people, if they want to get updates on what's going on with the city, would the best place to do that be on your website and your Facebook page?
Yep. If you go to our website, the very top, there's an urgent notice button. When you click on that, we've got a link directly to our most recent COVID-19 related press releases. And anything on that page, when it's new, it gets mirror image to Facebook as well.
All right. Did you have anything else, Jason?
That's all I have, unless there's any questions.
Does anybody have any questions? All right, we will post links to the resources that Jason had mentioned, as well as the ones that we had. I'll try to stick that in the notes on our YouTube when we are putting this video out, and then I'll also be updating on that Evansville Together page and on our Facebook page. I would also encourage any business, if you are not already part of our Evansville, WI Businesses Facebook group, to join that. And then there was actually one last thing that I forgot to mention before. We are, as a chamber, wanting to help support all the businesses in the community. And we know that there's a lot of businesses that are having a rough time right now. So we are offering a 90-day complimentary membership. There's no obligation. And you can do that by going onto our Facebook page or onto our website and clicking the join chamber button. And then we will send you some information and just get you updated onto our site. All of those memberships will go through at this point, the end of July. So that's open to any business that's in the Evansville area or that serves the Evansville area. And then you can be part of all the resources and the promotions that we are doing, including that Love Local campaign, as well as any other promotional opportunities that we have. So I think that that's it. All right. Well, if we don't have any questions, then I'm going to stop. Yeah, thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. All right.
No, you're welcome.
All right, I'm going to stop this then. Cool.